Here I am with my tea. Why the whole hubbub intro with making the tea? Because it's that time of the year again where I'm sick and in the house. So what do you do when you're sick and in the house? You do some drawing. I thought we'd continue with super cheap spaceship tricks and tips. And what is cheaper than reusing paper? And I have this packaging paper, so let me cut it up. Beautifully cut up, we can turn it around. We have some nice surface to draw on, and we can get started with the drawing. And of course, why is it lazy? Well, not necessarily lazy, but it is helpful for me calling it dead, because then we can get more clicks and whatnot and blah 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 blah. So, what's the main thing? I have a couple of white markers, which if you don't have them, no problem. We will use one of these as well. And basically what we're doing for lazy ideas is we reuse something that we did already. It's basically the ideation, when you have no ideas and you just start doing splotches and see what you find in that. And that is exactly what we're going to do now. Now it is up to you how lazy you want to go. You can look up some reference, or you can just start drawing some shapes. You can try and build some sort of shape in there that you think, oh, that would look cool if you would add something like this. Or you just do random splishes and splashes. Like, I recommend, if you have white pen like this, try and stick with non-organic shapes, just because the marker lends itself more to that. So less round things and more non-round things. But I don't always do that either. So there's sort of a spaceship shape there. Let's see what we can find there. And this is really just having a bit of fun. Once again, because we're doing lazy stuff, this is not about you finding the perfect lines from the get-go. Feel free to make it a little bit sketchy. And you don't have to stick perfectly to what you plotted down there. So I didn't see these two bubbles before, and I didn't think it would be a two-cockpit kind of spaceship. But I think I like it. I like how it looks. So I thought, why not try? Why not try and sound like a teenager whose voice is breaking at the same time, you know? And these are all things that might be worth it. So here we would have our second pilot. I'm not gonna go super into detail there. I'm gonna cheat a little bit. And then we also want some detail here behind our pilot. And then just see what you have there, what you can do with what you have, and if you don't have it, you can come up with whatever you want. This is all your domain. So these are our lines, and what I want to do is make some noise, of course. I will take a black and just fill in some of these gaps, just to bring in a little more contrast into the whole drawing. So I know that there could be some detail hiding. I could add some stuff there. I just bring in a couple of blacks. Make sure to give the eye and the viewer something to think about, like, oh, what might that be? Or is that solution actually working, or did he just cheat and draw over it with black? Either way, this is sort of the, like, whatever the viewer sees there, it is good for you, because they are thinking about it and they are engaged with what you did there. At least that is my approach. And I do want some transitions. Now everything is too black there, so what I'm gonna do a couple of fade away effects. Okay, now it looks like there's a lot of planes, so I do want to bring everything together, so I have a darker gray for that, and I'm just gonna do all these parts with this darker gray, leaving some areas empty here and there. But this should also, like, if this is the nice thing about wide markers, that you can play around a little bit and be a bit artsy-fartsy and have some lines like these. Okay, why is it lazy again to use Amazon packaging paper or whatever packaging paper? It is because it can give us an easy and lazy way to add some whites. So you can always take a white pencil and make some of the surfaces a bit more shiny, and that is going to make your drawing pop just a bit more than it would otherwise. And of course you can't do this on white paper, so that's a nice little bonus that you can very cheaply, like even if you look at this ship, there's a lot of stuff going on there that I'm not the biggest fan of. Like I could have done better there, but just by adding these effects, these slightly whiter, shinier areas, we distract from that and we make the spaceship work just a bit more. And if nothing else, you can extract some ideas from this and move on to your next spaceship. And that's probably what. And just to show that you do not need white markers, I do have a couple of non-white markers here. That's the CG2. And we might want to reuse this ship, but then from a different angle. So I'm just gonna go for a spine, and then we have this sort of arrowhead top. I am going to narrow down the center because I don't think that works. Then we have that cockpit area, the double cockpit there, that I think works. And I think if we add more bulk to the back, we might have a better drawing. Just strengthen the center a little bit, and then we could add the arrows, the wings here as well. So just a bit of a top drawing. So basically now I'm rebuilding the same ship, but I'm trying to improve on it a little bit. I don't know if you would call it lazy if you're putting in the extra work, but I think the lazy part was here. Like you can extract a couple of the nice ideas that you like in that one and then just reuse them in something that just might work better. And I said this many times, the whole don't fall in love with your babies, because yeah, it's just especially in the beginning when you first, especially this is the first drawing of the day for me as well. If you put down the pencil, pen, whatever for the first time that day, don't expect too much from yourself. It's, of course, there are some genius people who are immediately going to draw some amazing stuff, but it's not always the case. So just give yourself the room to experiment, to fail, to find little things that you actually enjoy in what you just created there, and then learn from that, apply it, move on, stuff like that. I hit the camera with my glasses, very professional. Within minutes we already have an improved design over this, and then just to sell it a little bit more for the audience or whoever you want to pitch this very quick spaceship to, same trick as we did before, add a little bit of white. As you can see, the shading I just did on one side. I didn't even bother like doing proper shading. I'm not putting too much detail into the drawing at all. I'm just trying to give it just a little bit of that extra life. Just light here, shadow there, super easy, done. And don't forget to go for your tea. Otherwise it gets cold, and why did you do the whole thing? And now to do the same trick, but then if you don't have a white marker, you can just do all sorts of shapes. You can go organic, just go crazy. This is very much the same exercise that you do many times when you want to draw something but you don't know what, and then you hope that you see something there. So I drew a couple of scribbles. I have no idea. The one thing that I've seen in here that I did, we had like a circular cockpit there that I do like. Then what I see now here is some sort of back area here that could be like engine compartment. Then I see maybe two like wings that point upwards. I did see something when I was drawing. I felt a shape like this that might work. It's sort of an organic shape that I like. And then I see several, at least 1, 2, 3 wings. Now, what you can do, if you're not sure and you don't want to have too many lines, you can take your marker again and just work these wings in there, if they're really there. And if you just draw them in quickly and you see like, you know what, I think this works. I do think this works. Then you can come back with your fine liner or whatever and then draw them in. Or continue somewhere else, doesn't matter what you do, but at least you have the idea down and you know now that, okay, that will work. And once again, we are lazy and it pays off. Something is missing here. I feel like we need more of this bubbly shape. So what I'm gonna do is just try and hide at least the front wing into that bubbly shape. Now I'm still not 100% convinced by this shape. I feel there is some clashing. Like there's elements that definitely work. I think now I would redo the front maybe, but there's plenty of elements here that work. I really like the wings coming out of those bubbles. Maybe another bubble there. So what you can do in this case, you can be lazy and leave this and just take the good parts, or you can quickly finish it up. Just to have something nice, I'm gonna finish it up and then we're gonna finish on a redesign of this here in small. Okay, and as I mentioned, I wanna explore a little bit. I do like the shape of that ball with another 2 body shapes and then a wing coming out of it, and then we have the wing behind it. But maybe then behind we would need some more rounded shape as well. And then for the front, to break out, break up all these rounded shapes, we could go more of an X-wing sort of front. Let's see if something like this would work. It might look a little bit generic, but hey, I said lazy spaceship design, not inspired. By the way, if you would like the whole video, the full length of the videos, no commentary because I'm just drawing and not talking while I'm drawing these, take a look at my Patreon because you will find it uploaded there, just like with the previous video, where there's some music, some nice chill tunes. You can listen to those and watch me draw this in real life. Alright, so here we have our quick little spaceships, lazy little spaceships. What did we learn? Why are we lazy? Well, first of all, we're just reusing whatever paper we have. These are ideation sketches, not necessarily something that we are going to showcase. And as I said, most importantly, we are thinking about it, right? I use this to come up with this one, and I use this to come up with this one. At the same time, if I would want to show this off to somebody, I use some very lazy, again, let me use that word, very quick tricks, just with adding a little bit of shadow and a little bit of lighting to help us sell. And once again, the paper is doing a lot of the work because we don't need to do so much shading. If we have a white marker or a white pencil, we can get a lot of these things almost for free, just to make these drawings a little bit more sellable, a little bit more interesting looking. Yeah, so that was a sick sort of drawing. I do hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it, and maybe we'll make some more of these lazy, I wouldn't call them design, but I would call them maybe sketching tips video. Anyways, most important thing is that you folks have a great time, keep on sketching, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.